Hi beautiful, my name is Shane and today I'm going to be doing another get ready with me date night. My husband and I have an opportunity to go out tonight, so I'm really excited. I wanted to go all out and do something a little more glamorous than usual. Today's tutorial is based heavily off of this palette, the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia. And I know my couple past tutorials have been based around this palette, but there are so many color combinations I still have yet to use from this palette. So today we use a couple of new colors. We do dive into a couple other palettes as well, but if you want to see how I got this look, then please keep watching. Before the actual tutorial starts, I have to pop in here really quickly. For some reason, I'm missing a clip. You didn't miss much at all, but I did want to let you guys know that I did go into the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I used the color burnt orange in my crease. That's all you missed. I'm sorry. Back to the tutorial. Actually, it's funny while I'm doing this to talk to you guys for a second. I love chit-chatty kind of get readies with me. I get a chance to talk to you guys outside of my vlogs, and as we're doing makeup, I feel like we're kind of getting ready. That's why I really enjoy these kinds of videos. But I'll watch a lot of makeup tutorials myself because I feel like humans feed off of each other, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it's necessarily copying or anything. Like, I feel like, you know, I'm getting inspiration, I'm getting color combination ideas, you know? And I'll watch a lot of makeup tutorials where the girls won't do their face makeup, but they'll do their eyebrows, and I'm like, I have yet to be able to master going in with foundation and concealer after just my eyebrows and eyes are done. It's so hard to work around. I do not do that. You'll see what I do normally, but I just feel like I don't know, I don't get how they make it like blend right up to the eyebrow without any harsh lines. Blows my mind. Once we have the golden ochre nicely blended on our crease, we're going to be going into, I believe we're going to just go and do this burnt orange color. Using the same brush, I'm just going to pull up very slightly on my brow so I can really get into this crease with this color because I'm blending into the crease, but you'll notice I do this quite a bit with shadows. I'll blend it into the crease and just not blend it out as slightly. I just feel like it adds a little bit extra something to the crease because you can see on this side how we have like the orange into the yellow. It just deepens it up a little bit, where this side is just yellow. It doesn't have that much dimension. So you might notice I do that a lot, especially with this palette, but it just adds so much. It's such a simple step, and to some it might seem like such a you can kind of skip this step, but I feel like if you take that extra time just to add a few extra subtle colors into your makeup, it's really going to make a difference. I'm going to go back into our very first color here, the golden ochre shade, and just add a little bit more if you lose any of it as you're blending in burnt orange. So just like that. From here, the makeup look is gonna get dark, so we're gonna work with some darker shades. I'm always intimidated by darker shadows. I think everybody is, but we're gonna go with it. I wanted a really sexy look for tonight, so I'm trying to find my flat shader brush. It's funny, as I try to find this brush really quickly, if you've been following along with my vlogs, and I'm not sure when this video is gonna come up, so maybe you've heard more, but you guys would know that I've been going to like this casting call, and I haven't heard from him in like 2 weeks, and I'm freaking out right now. It's all I can think about. I just had to get that off my chest. It's driving me nuts. I have this duo brush that came from the Naked 2 palette, and one side is a flat shader brush, so that's what I'm going to be using next. I'm going to pick up this dark brown shade called Cypress Umber, and to be honest, besides using it in like my outer V area, this is the first time I'll be using this shadow anywhere else on my makeup. So taking this flat shader, I'm going to pack it on the outer half and the inner half of my eyelid. Whoa! This color is incredibly pigmented, and like I said, I've already used the shadow before, but I've used it in such moderation. I haven't been able to really test its full potential, but my goodness, this has to be one of the best dark browns that I've ever owned. And by the way, when I said the first half and the second half of my lid, I only meant the third. So we're keeping the middle of our lid pretty much clean. So once this half is done, or the third is done, I'm gonna go into the inner part of my lid and do the exact same thing. And I'm going to bring it up a little bit into the crease, but don't worry too much about it because we're going to be blending that out. But just to make your life a little bit easier in the long run, just pack it a little bit into that crease. And I got quite close with the color. I'm just leaving the middle pretty much untouched because we're going to go right over it with another shadow. One thing that I really like about this palette since I've been working with it, like this is one of the best palettes I've ever used, and that's why I hype it up so much because I've tried so many different palettes. But with this one, on top of just being so pigmented, you'll notice that the colors are a little bit challenging. Like you have your earthy tones, which you can pretty much piece together and know what will look well without even really thinking about it. It just kind of makes sense. But then you have these really nice berry tones, and you have no black, which I actually really enjoy about this palette. Like, yeah, sure, maybe like once in a while it might be nice to like not have to dig around another palette to find a black if you're doing like a night out look, but I don't really like using black shadows in my looks. I really very rarely do. I just feel like using a dark brown is so much softer but still sexy. So that's just my preference and what I've learned. Now that we look crazy, I'm gonna use the same flat shader brush, but this time go into Antique Bronze. And basically pack it on the center of our lid where we left open from Cypress Umber. Still a nice bronze brown shade, but it is a little bit lighter. And we're gonna make the center of our lid stand out a little bit more in just a moment, but I wanna first pack this color on. And as you're packing, just keep in mind that you do want it to blend nicely in with the other colors. You don't want an obvious line where the shadow starts and stops. So just use your brush and just use small flicking motions. That's how I do it. And I'll just push the colors back and forth into one another until there's no more lines. I'm going to dust away any fallout real quick because I got some fallout from the Antique Bronze shade. So I am going to very quickly go into my Huda Beauty palette because this palette's really good with some textured eyeshadows. I've heard so many different things about this palette before. These shadows are a little bit difficult to apply liquid eyeliner over, but I'm kind of curious to go into maybe one of these and dab it on the center of my lids. I'm going back and forth right now between this color Bossy, whoops, or this color called Trust Fund. So one is like a bronzy green and the other one is like an orange bronze. But I'm actually going to be wearing like a red dress today. I don't know. I'm not sure. I may go with, oh my goodness, what's going on with this eyeshadow? Did it like dry out or something? It's like a little bit dried out. Or I have rose gold, or even I have fling. Oh my gosh, this is actually really hard. You know what, I might actually go with fling, which is like this reddy orange. Just because again I'm wearing red, it might just be an unexpected pop of red. So I think, let's try it with a brush. I've heard that these work best applying it with your finger, but because I want it on such a concentrate area, I'm just gonna try packing it on. So I'm gonna take fling and put it right over Antique Bronze and pray to the heavens that I like it. You know what, I do like it. The look is very dark, which kind of intimidates me because I've always been kind of afraid of darker eyes. But you know what? Oh, we're a little committed at this point, so we're gonna work with it. We're gonna make something beautiful out of it, right? Right. Okay, so I need to start working into my crease again because it just looks a little crazy right now. So I need to figure out what to do with that. I think, okay, so now that we have a little bit of red in our eyes, I'm gonna go ahead and take red ochre here on a little bit of a more dense fluffy crease brush. So it's still fluffy, it'll still blend really nicely, but it's not as fluffy as the Anastasia one we use for these two colors. So I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna go right above. Remember where we were putting that Cypress Umber color, the dark brown shadow we used on our lids? How we packed it a little bit into the crease? So I'm pretty much working with that shadow, but I'm gonna place this red ochre color right over it and start blending out that line. This is also the first time I'm using red ochre because It's a scary color. Reds can be intimidating because they really can make or break your look. They can make you look really sick if not applied right. So that's why I'm always a little bit hesitant to use oranges, to use reds. But today we're stepping out of that comfort zone and we're going with it. So I think as I'm blending it in, I'm blending it into my crease, but I'm more so concentrating on the outer half of our crease because our eyes are so dark. I don't want to apply a lot of red to the inner crease, so I'm just applying it on the outer half and blending it out. I feel like I gotta do something with the inner crease, so I wonder if the Huda one has something nice I can use. I think I'm gonna try something really quick, see if this will make or break this makeup look. But I did see a color in the Huda Beauty palette that inspired me, so let me just find a good brush to use. I guess an angled brush will work fine, but there's this color down here called Man Eater. So I'm gonna pick a little bit of that up here, and I'm just going to start making a line in my inner crease using this angled brush. I know it all looks like a jumble of colors right now, but I'm hoping it'll just pull together. Okay, once I have the color placed, I'm going to very slightly blend it out. I don't really want this part to be too blended. I just want to take a little bit of the harshness away. Okay, now that all our eyeshadow is applied, I'm going to quickly apply my eyeliner to see kind of what we're working with so I can decide on what to do for the bottom lash line. Honestly, looking at the shadow up close while I'm doing my eyelashes, or my eyeliner, it looks really gorgeous. It's just really dark. I always screw up my left wing. Once I've given my wings a moment to dry, I'm going to apply mascara. Oh, what? How? Bam. It's looking so much better now with liner and mascara. I'm just gonna finish off with my Salon Perfect 615 double stacked lashes. These are actually a newer pair as well. I'm just getting off glue from yesterday. I'm thinking about maybe doing a second wearing eyelashes Q&A because I'm still getting questions about wearing lashes, but I'm not really sure if like anybody really has any more questions. Like I used to get questions a while ago. I had posted one video about how to apply lashes, but I'm kind of curious if you guys would like a second video. So if you have any questions about wearing lashes or just any video suggestions in general, please leave them in the comments because I always do read my comments, so I'll see them if I stay in focus. I also gotta get my booty to the store and get some Duo lash glue because on Easter we had a casualty with my glue. While we wait for my lash glue to get tacky, I'm going to go ahead and prime my face using my Benefits Professional, which I'm also running out of. No! I don't know if it's this primer or just my face today, but it feels like a baby's butt. Like it's super soft. I didn't do anything different though. That's weird. Although, you know what, the past couple days I haven't been wearing makeup because this week has been my husband's day off, so like on days I wasn't going to. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess. I'm telling you, this only happens when I'm filming tutorials. Luckily, I didn't do my brows yet. Well, I was saying I haven't been wearing makeup for the past couple of days, so maybe that's why my face was feeling a little bit better, and that's also probably why I've been struggling with makeup. Whenever I don't wear makeup for a couple days, wearing makeup again, always a challenge. Lashes should be tacky enough to go ahead and pop on now. Honestly, I could have waited another minute before putting them on, but that's okay. They're just kind of sliding all over the place. So normally I don't show my face routine because it has not changed much in quite a while, but I did want to quickly show you guys that I did switch back over to using my Kat Von D Everlasting liquid foundation. You know what? I may have gotten the wrong color this time. Usually, aren't I light 36? I think I picked up light 46 this time. Anyways, it still matches quite well though. The only thing that I found going, like, because I was using the MAC Studio Sculpt for a while and I really liked it. It was just really heavy, and the color didn't quite match well, so that's why I went back to this one, which was my favorite for quite a while. But even this I'm finding to be very, very thick. Like, maybe it's just me and my preference is changing, because I usually like heavy foundations, but it might be a little bit too heavy for me now. Like, I'm glad that I'm using it tonight for like a date night sort of thing, but I'm kind of maybe in the market for a medium coverage foundation. So if you guys have any recommendations of that, drugstore or high-end, I'm really up to anything, please let me know and I'll be happy to try it. But with this foundation, I usually put about a pump and like a quarter, not even, on the back of my hand, and then I'll dot it around my face again after my primer. Cover that big old friend that I woke up with this morning. Boop, 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 boop. Then taking my trusty beauty blender as usual, I'm going to pack this all over my face. You know what? The next time I'm in Sephora, I'm probably going to have to buy a new beauty blender as well. I have used this thing to death, and I do wash it. You know what I mean? I try to take care of it as best as I can with the time that I'm given. But it's honestly kind of falling apart on me. Like, it's starting to get little rips in it. I think it is time for a new one, but I've been really enjoying the black one because it's really, really, really easy to see when it gets dirty and when it's time for washing. In a perfect world, I would wash it every single time I use it, but let's be honest with ourselves, does anybody do that? I'm sure if like you have like a you know, a thing for like germs or like dirty stuff, maybe, or like just really into sanitation and stuff, but I think for most people, we at least go. And maybe this is gross, maybe I'm just a gross person, I don't know. But I feel like, do you wash your beauty blender every single time? Be honest with me, let me know. Fill up my comment section, do it. Regardless of how often I wash it, it is an amazing tool, and look at that. Blended out my foundation seamlessly. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I am curious because it seems like the makeup industry is definitely trying really hard to outdo the beauty blender. There's been so many dupes. I mean, we've tried the Scylla sponge. There were a couple of sponges that I saw on the market that was like, how dare you compare yourself to the beauty blender? Like, you're not even worth trying. And I know that sounds bad because usually I do like to be the devil's advocate, but not for nothing, this tool is not cheap. The dupes that are coming out are still not as cheap, or cheaper, so I don't feel like wasting my money on something that I know that is not going to work. For concealer, I'm going in with my Naked Skin Concealer in the color Neutral, Fair Neutral. Another product that I'm running out of. Anyone else notice when you finally start running out of makeup, you run out of everything? Although I've been looking at the Tarte Amazonian clay palette, and I kind of want to get my hands on it like now. But I also have been hearing great things about this concealer from Tarte. Oh god, what's the name of it? Oh, what's the name of it? I can't think of the name of it. But there's a concealer from Tarte that people have been raving over. I'm pretty sure this thing is dead, so I'm just gonna switch real quick. Luckily, I have a backup of my Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline, so I'm just gonna finish off the areas that I did not have enough to get to. And what I noticed is that like this one is so much lighter than the one from Maybelline, so you can see like this one almost matches my skin tone. That's not what I want from a concealer. I mean, in some cases, sure, but not if I'm trying to like brighten up my whole face. I want it to be lighter. Oh my goodness, I forgot about my hot chocolate. Well, now it's cold chocolate, but it's so good though. Whenever I have hot chocolate, I'll always put not always, but if I have it, that like caramel sauce that you could usually put on ice cream or like desserts. Oh, so good. Taking my Airspun translucent powder, I'll usually put some right into the cap, And taking my beauty blender, I'm just going to press this powder down right where we just concealed. And then we're going to move on to brows next. So while we're doing the brows, we're going to allow this powder to sit. Woo! A new camera lens with a faster and better autofocus, by the way, is in the market. I'm looking into them. Our eyebrows are done, so I'm gonna put this away real quick before I break it. Our powder has had plenty of time to set, so I'm just gonna take a clean brush and dust away this powder. Off camera, really quickly, I'm just going to fix my wing liner. I'm just going to go over the lash band real quick and then add a coat of mascara to my falsies. I also went ahead and very quickly added a little bit more of the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil to my lower lash line. So let's jump into some more shadows. So because my top lid is so harsh, I want to keep the bottom lid quite simple. So I'm just going to take inspiration from the top of my lid. And I can see a black smear still, and it's pushing me off. So taking a little dome brush, I'm going to go back into our very first shade called Golden Ochre. And I'm going to sweep this across my bottom lash line. But I'm going to bring it down a little bit far because I want this color to show even after I show more colors. I'm not quite bringing it all the way to my inner tear duct, but quite close. Let the dome brush do the work for you. Just go back and forth, smoke it out. Use a light hand. You don't need to be harsh with it. Closer to my lash line, I'll be going into Burnt Orange and smoking that out using the same brush, just not bringing it as low as we just applied Golden Ochre. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going to be going into this matte Tempera shade. To highlight my inner tear duct, I'm going to be going in with a little bit of Vermeer. Ixnay that, I'm going to go into Primavia instead for my inner tear duct because it has a little bit of gold, which I think is going to look really nice with these earthy tones. 2 coats of mascara to my bottom lashes. I'm loving this. Okay, we are done with the eyes, so I'm gonna finish up the face. First, I'll be going into my beloved Cocoa Contour palette by Too Faced. To be honest though, I kind of want to find something that's a little more dedicated to cool tone skin tones for a contour palette, because this one I still use, and you'll see that, but still, I prefer something a little less orange. But because we have a lot of orange in this look, it might work in our favor. So first I just take a little fluffy brush and I go into Medium Cocoa. And I first begin by very lightly bronzing my face. I really put not a lot of pressure at all on my brush when I'm contouring. I feel like that's when you get the most natural looking shadows. You don't have any real harsh lines. I know that's like a really big thing in contouring where it just looks like you have, you know, dirt smeared on your face or mud. You just look dirty. That's not what we want. That's not the look we're going for. And I bring it around my temples and right on my cheekbones. Not really in the hollows of my cheeks, but right above it. Again, just soft circular motions. I feel that works best. Ugh, sorry, burp. Around my jawline. And I'm going to bring it down my neck as well. And because the dress that I'm wearing today is going to be showing a lot of my chest, I'm going to take a little bit of this Cocoa Contour and put it behind my collarbones and in front of it. Like I'm going around my collarbones to make them stand out just a little bit more. We're adding a little bit of shadow. And honestly, I very rarely do this, but because it's a date night, so it's like a special night, I'm getting all glammed up, I'm going to take a little bit and go down these sides of my nose as well. Just to make sure everything is blended out, I'll go back in with my beauty blender real quick, right around the areas that I've applied that bronzer. Then going in with my Sephora Pro Contour Blender number 77, I'm going to go in just a little bit into dark cocoa here, and then I'm going to line the brush up on my face and just start sweeping that in. So I really only put product on this part. Use the brush shapes to your advantage. And I'm just going to sweep that contour shade into the hollows because I don't think I'm going to do any blush with this look. So I feel like if I'm not going to go with any blush, I need a little bit of a heavier contour. Now again, because I'm going for like a really sexy, sultry look, I like to take a little bit of coconut oil, and I do this most of the time in the summer, not really the winter, but I'll take a little bit of coconut oil, and just be careful because this is a makeup remover. That's why I'm saying a little bit. Rub it between your fingers. You don't need any more than this. This actually may even be a little bit too much. I'll wipe it on some paper towel here. You just want to make it into an oil. It'll use the heat from your hands to melt down. And then I like to take it and dab it on my highlight areas, and I found that this gives it a really nice dewy look. But again, you just want to be careful because if you use too much, you're going to start seeing your foundation and your concealer come off. That's not what I want. But it's just going to give you such a nice shine, and I feel like it looks so natural and so dewy. And this stuff, I mean, for this jar, I think it was like maybe $5. I can't remember for sure. I know it was under 10, and for a good highlight, I mean, you're gonna spend quite a bit. Because we're going all out, I am gonna put a little bit of a highlighter on top of this, but you can totally get away with this if you just wanted to add a little bit for the beach or something. Be careful in the sun. It is an oil, so you don't want to cook your face off. Just a little bit goes a long way. And I've only used this a couple times. I have the Stila highlighter in the color called Kitten, because the only other highlighter that I had was Champagne Pop by Becca. And well, you know what, now that I'm thinking of this look, Becca is more of like, you know what I mean? I think I might do a little bit of mixing. So I'm gonna take Kitten, and I'm going to, because Kitten is very, very, very light. I'm just gonna pack this on the coconut oil. Okay, I might add a little bit of Champagne Pop just because the color goes really nicely with the look that we're going for today. So I think that's what we're gonna do. All right, we are nope, we're not. I forgot to put, I wanted to put a little bit on my collarbone. You know what? I might actually put a little bit of this oil down here too. Give my skin a nice, healthy sheen. Yes, yes, yes. I want to look glowing, not like a puff pastry. Okay, now we need to just do our lips. Did you hear that sound? That was my computer. Oh, okay. Woo! Mama got scared for a minute. Okay, what do we want to do for lips? What do we want to do for lips? Keep in mind, I'm wearing a red dress. I don't want to do red though. I feel like it's gonna kill my look. Oh, you know what? I think I'm just gonna do my usual combination, which I don't think you guys have really seen. I don't think I've really talked about it much. But I'm gonna first start by lining my lips with my Palladio. Oh no! Okay, we're not. Okay, usually I would line my lips with my Palladio lip liner, but I'm out, so I'm actually gonna have to pick some more up. You know what? Let's try something real quick. Because I do have this Palladio. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. It's empty too. I'm gonna fill in my entire lips using Baby Doll from the NYX lingerie line. Then, while the matte liquid lipstick is still drying, I'm going in with Pink Plaid. Yes, Pink Plaid by MAC, and packing that right on. I feel, oh, it's so pretty, but like I almost feel like it doesn't go with this look. Okay, let's try something else. I think I just want to do a neutral look because I don't want to take anything away from my eyes or from my dress. So let me see what I have. I do have, all right, let's try something. We're going to use Speed Dial, which is quite peachy orange, which isn't what I'm going for, but I'm going to start with this and go from there. From ColourPop, by the way. I don't know if I just mentioned that. Like I said, too orange, but now I'm going to try to go back over with Baby Doll. I'm running out of this too. Goodness. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video and seeing how I got this look. I love how it came out. I think it's so sultry, so sexy. I think my husband's gonna love it too. If you did enjoy, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up on my video. And if you don't want to miss any new videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button you're gonna see on the screen. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!